Hi, this is Joe McNally for Adorama TV, and I'm going to talk to you today about how one very simple photograph can involve numerous photographic lessons.
Adorama TV presents Photo on the Go with Joe McNally, where you'll go behind the scenes to see how great photos are made.
I'm going to show you a couple of pictures I shot available light in Mexico of Mexican cowboys who are known down there as charros. And, I'm not really aware of this stuff. I think, lots of photographers look at pictures later and all of a sudden realize what happened in the field. I mean, it's just a natural process. As you're moving and shooting in the field, you don't absolutely overtly think about everything that you're doing. At least I don't anyway. But what's involved in these pictures, quite obviously, is first and foremost color theory, okay? The fact that warm colors resonate well with cool colors. Hence the early morning, what we refer to as golden hour, which occurs in very early morning and very late afternoon, imparts to the scene a very golden, warm glow up front in the foreground. But what's in my background? A very clean, wonderful blue sky. So that warmth for the portrait of the cowboy works well with that cool background. Also, what's going on here is rule of thirds, our old friend, compositionally, rule of thirds. If you notice in both these photographs, employing rule of thirds, and this is what I say, I'm not completely aware of it, it's just the way I've been schooled, the way I see, to kind of dynamically balance, or if you will, off balance the frame. So in one instance, the cowboy's over in this area, rule of thirds. The rest of the area is just clean blue sky, all right, simple and graphic. In the other picture, there's a foreground element and a background element. So there's another photographic lesson. Anchor your picture with an item of interest that's way up front in the picture, but also have an item of interest that's anchoring your background. Again though, in this instance, I'll just write right over this, on the rule of thirds, again, subject or topic, the cowboy's hands are here. The out of focus cowboy is back in here. So again, bouncing back and forth between rule of thirds composition, foreground, background action, and also color theory, warm resonating with cool. I've been schooled like this my whole career because I'm a publications photographer. One of the things that I've always been trained to avoid, especially shooting for a magazine like the National Geographic, which is a perfect bound magazine that's kind of thick. When you open that magazine, there's a thing called the gutter. And if you drop an item of interest right in the middle of your photograph, the art director at the magazine will have issues with you. Why? Because when you open that magazine, you lose a certain percentage of information in what's called the fold or the gutter. And so I've been trained very rigorously since the first time I started shooting for newspapers and wire services to use the rule of thirds. So much so that it's just become internalized and I don't even think about it. But there you go. Available light picture. These were shot minutes apart. Okay, early morning light, warm up front, cool in the back, rule of thirds, avoidance of the gutter, and foreground, background action. Hi, Joe McNally here for Adorama. Be sure to check out Adorama's latest contests to win prizes. Completing the simplicity of the scene, I used a lens that is just your basic standard lens that we all grew up with or have become familiar as a quote-unquote normal lens. I shot both of these pictures with a 50. This is a very fast 50. It's an f1.4, very, very sharp. Okay, and I didn't use the speed of the lens in this. I actually went for more of a middle or kind of closed down f-stop. I was around f8, f9 for these pictures because I did want some depth of field to cover the cowboy's face. And I also wanted a bit of depth of field so the background cowboy in the second picture didn't go too radically out of focus. But this is a very simple, very affordable lens, and it approximates your normal vision, and I oftentimes just throw it in my bag. It's a wonderful thing to have out there when you're just wandering looking for photographs. This is Joe McNally for Adorama TV, talking to you about simple lessons involved with simple pictures.
Do you want great looking prints at low cost? Be sure to visit our easy to use online printing service. Adorama Pix has professionals who treat your images with the utmost care that you can count on. For a quick turnaround on photos, cards, or albums, use adoramapix.com.